So, welcome everybody for the sit chat. And I'm sure as we move along, others will join. In the meantime, I will share the background of sit chat and why we are here. And that would be the first one, which I do by sharing my screen. And after that, introduce myself, introduce the others in the call. And then after that, we can start with the subject. So first, let me try to make it a little more easier. So first, the idea was the following. We've got a lot of topics. When you look at a startup, startup or a business community or whatever it is, there are a lot of questions which we keep having. So the idea of Sit Chat was mainly to talk about these questions. And today it's about managing finances, on a personal level. And that is something which I have volunteered to do. My name is Dinakar. I am a consultant, a coach, and a mentor for companies to improve their performance. At the same time, I also do work with startups to mentor them. With that brief background, I have volunteered to organize a sit chat in the sit community for the sit community to basically help people become visible at the same time, get the connections established. And this week's sit chat is fully organized, full from the start till the end by Sagar Modgal, who is also one of the very active sit community volunteers, and he would be conducting this session. So before he takes over, I just give the introduction, and then after that, Sagar will take over the next activities. So these are the various topics on which we keep speaking. And today's topic is on, one second, there's been some confusion here in what to hide and what not to hide. Today's topic is on holistic financial planning. And this will be organized and the wisdom will be shared by Banu, and Sagar would be the one who is going to moderate this session. And before I really give it to Banu to continue and Sagar to continue, let me very quickly share our disclaimer, which speaks of us trying to do this with a noble purpose. So, of course, we do share experience and wisdom based on our professional experience. However, please consult your trusted professional advisors before you really take any action or do something based on the learning which you get from our sit chat. So with that very brief introduction, let me stop. Banu introduced, and Banu also please introduce yourself. And my request is whoever wants to contribute something, please introduce yourself so that you become visible, and then we can start the session. Over to Sagar.
Thank you, Dinakar. Thursdays is something exciting almost for all of us. From the time that you started Sit Chat, there's always something new that we are wanting to learn. And I believe that learning and earning is something very complementary to each other, or you cannot earn unless and until you learn. In one of such moments is where we realized during our recent online meetup, the very first online meetup for SIT community that we had last week. In that, in fact, this is a result of that online meetup, what a camaraderie that was built. Banu was trying to understand how could she do something. At that time, one of our members, SIT members from Mumbai, she said that, Banu madam, please do a webinar. Come online. We want to know a little more about your holistic financial planning. That is where this whole thing triggered. With that, let me introduce myself. My name is Sagar Malkal. I am a mechanical engineer. I have got two businesses. I am a co-founder with Creatrix Design Studio. We are into sustainable architecture designs in Bangalore. And I also own some Potent to Set HR Consulting. We are into recruiting for manufacturing firms. I've known Banu Madam through SIT, and there were a couple of occasions when we have conversed. But last week, when we conversed, we felt that Madam has got something to tell all of us, and that was about holistic financial planning. On that, I conducted a poll in SIT where I'd asked people whether do you know what is financial planning? Do you want? And I wasn't surprised that majority of them said, we do not know financial planning, we want to know. Then what better an opportunity than Sit Chat Thursdays for us to organize is what we felt. And here where she is. Banu comes from Chennai. She has got over 15 plus years of experience as a corporate experience in banking sector with various roles. And post that, or along with that, with around 25 years experience in holistic financial planning, here is where it is. And anybody who goes to Chennai and you want somebody very close by to the beach, Besant Nagar beach, okay, is where madam stays, just 5 minutes away from the beach. So here is where we have beach madam Banu for us with holistic planning. Okay,
That's
over to
fantastic.
you, madam.
Thank you so much. That's a great title, Beach Banu Madam. Yes, nice title. Thank you so much, Saga. Thank you so much for this opportunity. First, I had to thank you for that. Thank you, friends, for coming online to know, understand about financial planning. Financial planning, if I have to say, all of us, you, me, a small, young, school-going child, everybody plan. Planning is inevitable. Planning, everyone does. At home, our parents do, we do. Financial planning, of course, yes, when we start making money, when we start earning, when we get married, when we have our children, we do financial planning. But holistic is one word I want to add to this, and I want to actually bring upon a lot of insights about holistic financial planning. So what is holistic financial planning, if I have to tell you? If I may ask, I'll just maybe an interactive question. I will ask one of you can tell what is holistic financial planning. Anyone can. I'm not able to see anyone's face other than Sagas. If anyone can say.
Let me start with that, madam. Okay, I do not know the answer for that. That is why my mother got me married to an accountant. So before marriage, I did not know what to plan. After marriage, I don't need to plan is what it is.
So she does
let
the
me
planning.
understand. She does the planning, and I'm there to screw it up. Okay?
Exactly.
But
so when we discuss today, you will know whether it is a holistically planned or a planned one. So holistic plan is a 360-degree planning. That is what I would say every individual should know before planning. So before you do something, before anyone plans, what are my responsibilities? You, I, and every one of us have some responsibilities, have some basic goals that we have to achieve. So what are all the responsibilities I have as an individual? You have as an individual. Everyone first should know the responsibilities and the monetary aspect of it that is attached to those responsibilities. So that is number one. And to achieve, to do those responsibilities, whether I am alive during, I have these responsibilities. If I'm around, these are my responsibilities and these are to be achieved. And if I'm not around, if I'm not there, still these are the ones that need to be achieved. So what are those? So I have X amount of money with me. So when I'm alive, when I'm there, I wanted to do so many things. I want to travel. I want to have a good retirement life. I would like to do some charity. I want my kids to be educated. I want my kids to be married and. But if I'm not there, what are the responsibilities? What are the duties that this money should do? It should take care of my kids' education, my wife's retirement, and the charity that I really wanted to do. This, as an individual, everyone should know first. And most of us here are in some way are entrepreneurs, business owners, self-employed. We don't report to someone. We don't have a month-on-month paycheck that comes to us. So when we don't have that, we own a hat of a business owner. So then it is double hat. As a family, we have family man, family in the head of the family. We have one hat. As a business owner, we have another hat. So you have to handle both. So when you handle both, one should definitely coincide with each other. But the main thing is anything and everything. You and I, we are here, some 12, 13 of us here talking, sitting, trying to understand if will I be able to get one additional more contact? Will I be able to get some benefit out of these people? Will I be able to get one business out of this? Everyone's expectation is such. Anything we do, why though? Only for the family. So whatever we do as a business, as an individual, as a family, nothing should affect the family's lifestyle. So one has to be very, very clear why one's business should never affect the family's lifestyle. Because what happens is when we get into a business, we start loving our business more than the family. So we focus more on the business. Our property, whatever we have, we just put it into the business, take overdraft, take personal loan, take term loan, everything for the business. And none of these should affect the living style of the family. It's very, very critical that every individual business owner or a working man also should take. So what is it that we can do is what I really wanted to tell. First, when it is planning, yes, I want to create 1 crore of corpus. What do? You click onto the YouTube, you will find invest 25,000 per month for so many X number of months. Into equity, you get so much. Into mutual funds, you get so much. Into insurance, you get so much. Very easy and simple. Wealth creation. Yes, everyone can do. You don't need a teacher at all. You don't need an individual advisor at all. YouTube, Google 2 or 3 mistakes, you do it yourselves, and then you become better masters than any other advisor because it's your money. But then holistically, when you have to have, so that I'm not a holistic advisor. I'm not a financial advisor for you to create your wealth, for you to grow your wealth. That everyone, you and I will do. I'm an advisor who help you ring fence your wealth. What do I mean by ring fence? When we all go out, if I have to tell you, when we go out on a tour, you go to office, we latch the door. You have to buy vegetables down, you latch the door and go. But if you're going to office, we lock the house. When we are going on a tour, what do? We put a lock, like a chain lock. Likewise, do you, to all whatever wealth, whatever money you have, whatever assets you have to ring fence your assets. So what all should you do? First, you have to check if every investment of yours has a nomination properly. When it comes to holistic advice, nomination is very, very, very important, because people, when they start earning, when they start working, we start saving. So and that point in time, our bank deposits, any insurance that we have taken, anything else, our parents would have been the nominees. Once you are married, have you changed the nomination? First, is your address intact? Address and phone number today are mandatory for the bank. Is it intact? This is number 2. Have you written a will? In the West, guys, if you have to see, everyone, when they start working, they start writing the will. Do I have a will? If a will is not there, what are all the implications that my family will have to undergo if I'm gone after me? So will is not something that you write when you are 50 or 60 or 65. Will is something that you write when you start earning money. This is what I have, and it need not be registered immediately every time. You can register it when you retire. Just a piece of paper, write something. These are the assets that I have. So if I'm not there, this should go to my wife. This should go to my child. This will be this should go to my mother. This should go to my sister. Write your whatever is your desire. Write it in a piece of paper. Sign it and keep it properly in your maybe cash box, in the locker, so your will is ready. If a will is not there, it really creates a lot of problem. I should not tell, but for the benefit of everyone, I will tell you. The ex-CM, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, she did not write her will. And we all know what chaos happened. She did not write her will. She thought she will live for long, she can write it later. And till now, the family is fighting. The legal heirs are fighting. Writing a will is mandatory, guys. Writing a will is very, very important. And another one more important is family's black box. We all know what a black box is. We use it on black box is something, it's an orange color. It's not black in color. Of course, it's used in aeroplanes. When there is a crash is when we look out for the black box. So I call it as family's black box. Keep whatever assets, your documents, your passports, everything properly intact, and your spouse. Because every bank now, for logging in, you have a password. For transaction, you have a password. Even we ourselves will forget. Keep everything updated. When you cannot have it updated, how will your spouse or your children will know when they have to, when they are in dire need? So having the family's black book, what is the asset? Where all do I have properties? With my wife's knowledge, I would have bought some. Without their knowledge, thinking that I will surprise them someday. It should not be a shock. It should be only a surprise. So keep everything. Keep your family's black box ready. Always, all the time. The passwords. Introduce your lawyer to your spouse. Introduce your financial advisor to your spouse. Your passport number, bank account numbers. You might have 1, 2, 3, many bank accounts. Please make a note of it. Most of your friends, to your friends, we all give hand loans here, there. Once a person is gone, everybody, whoever had lent to you, will come to your house knocking the door. But nobody who you had given will come back and return to you. That may be very few. So make a note of it. Let it lie down somewhere in the bank locker. Tell this is the password, this is the key, this is the number lock of this box. Open it when it is time and they will know it. So don't, because these are hard-earned for the family. So when it's financial holistic planning, all these makes a real difference, because when you don't have maintain all this, the lakhs and the crores that we think of, mutual funds, equities, now cryptos, nothing will work, guys. This is a part one. Another one very important thing. Everybody knows, and all of us know, when a man is gone, when an individual is gone, his liabilities do not go with him. His liabilities will be continued with this family. Those are legacies for the family, actually, if I have to say. That's a legacy for the family. They have to settle. So what do you do to protect those such things for the family? We are all into business. We buy many loans and stuff. So how do I protect my family? How do I protect my spouse and children without these liabilities that I incur for my business? And even for a home loan or a credit card loan, car loans, so many loans. People have in whatever EMI is something very easy made money, income, easily made. I can just pay it in few months, few years. So everything. Take something called MWPA. Everyone should have an MWPA policy, which is mandatory. If someone is married, if you are a man and if you are married, protect your wife and your children with an MWPA policy that cost you 0 rupees. That will cost 0 rupees. If a policy is covered under MWPA, no court of law, no creditors, no bank, nobody can touch that. The 100% responsibility and the onus will remain only with the beneficiaries. And that does not leave them without repaying the debt, but the spouse and the kids will have the liberty of deciding whether they want to settle the loan now or they have to carry on with the EMIs and they keep continuing with the loan. They might need this money for something else. So the onus and the responsibility of deciding lies with the spouse. Definitely have an MWPA policy for your wife. That is the best ring fence that you can give. That is a money, that's an unattachable asset that you can give to your spouse. Please have it, because we are all business people. So many loans we take.
Banu madam, can you expand that MWPA so that
yes,
that cannot? Please,
of course,
can you explain
yes,
that?
yes, I will do that. MWPA means Married Women Property Act. This was actually formed in the year in 1874, if I may be right. I'm not good at numbers. Maybe in 18th century in UK, in Britain. Then it was brought all over the world. But as always in India and a few other countries, people started using it left, right, center. In every instruments they started using. And then, of course, the government came with a rule that it will be applicable only in 2 instruments. You can attach this instrument, this MWPA, only to 2 instruments. One is Public Provident Fund, PPF, in the post office. You can attach your PPF to an MWPA. And you can attach MWPA to your insurance policies. These are the only two instruments that you can attach MWPA to. So what this does, what is the use of attaching it to an MWPA? Supposing supposing a business owner, he runs a business and he has taken against his property, against so many other things, he has a 5 crore loan, let's say, and he has a policy without MWPA. And the benefit of 5 crores, he is gone. The benefit of 5 crores comes to the family. The creditors can take the money. The banks can take the money. The business partner can come and claim. Anybody can come and claim their share of whatever is due to them from out of this 5 crores. In fact, the court of court can take this total 5 crores to settle the creditors, because this is a money by the man for the family, and business is also his. And as against that, if he had attached this policy under the MWPA Act, the MWPA Act, he attaches, there is a form and he signs. That's it, nothing else. He says, these are the beneficiaries. The wife is not the nominee. The wife and the children, in whatever proportion, are the beneficiaries. So they are only the beneficiaries. Nobody else can become a beneficiary. So no court of law, no creditors, nobody can touch this money. This 5 crores come. There is another 5 crore loan that is the debt that the guy is created in his own personal capacities for buying a property or in his business. No one can touch this 5 crore. But this doesn't leave the wife and the children without paying, but they take the responsibility and they have the right to decide what they want to do with the 5 crore. Do they want to settle the loans now? Do they want to give a partial settlement? Whatever they want, they can decide. So that responsibility and that lies with the spouse or the children, whoever is the beneficiary of this. So when you ring fence, when you get into business, do an MWPA policy and leave it for the family. So it is, you are 100% sure that nobody can take this money. If you're gone, your parents might be alive still. You might be thinking only my wife and son is going to get, or wife and children are going to get. And if you're gone and if your parents are alive, they also become the legal heirs. But if it is an MWPA policy, nobody else can touch. Only the beneficiaries. This is as regards life insurance. Public Provident Fund. In PPF, whatever money you have, and if you have attached it to MWPA, till the time that money is in the account, nobody can touch it. Only when you withdraw the money and you deposit it elsewhere into a mutual fund or a bank or elsewhere, then that money is attachable. So these are the two instruments that one should definitely attach MWPA with. And business people, men, married, when you start taking credit card loans, two-wheeler loans, car loans, anything for that matter, have an MWPA policy. That is holistic 360-degree actual planning and ring fencing the interest of your family. This is one aspect that I really wanted to tell. Because and I was telling about the black box. If I have to tell you, there are 2 lakh crore plus, and we don't know the plus can be any value, unclaimed insurance proceeds, shares, bank deposits, PF, and whatnot lying with the government unclaimed by the public with our Indian government. I work closely with a company to help people retrieve those unclaimed. Why are those unclaimed? Is because the family is unaware of the black box. They don't know the black box. The wife thinks the husband knows everything. He does the planning. The husband may not know even max. 2 + 2, 4 also he might not know. But when he is married, he gets the fact that he knows everything about finance. And he will take care. Wife is not interested. See, look at Sagar nodding his head. Wife is not interested to know because she thinks husband is Markandeyan. After he's always 16, he will live forever and he will take care. And she's not interested. That's the worst thing, guys. You should know what your family's finances are, where you are. That one thing will make the bonding better also. Have a joint account. These are things when I do a one-to-one individual financial planning for business owners. Some plans I do for individuals. I say first, do a joint account. That will really have a good bond in the family. First, what should I do? Have a joint account. So these are things that I say When I say holistic financial planning, write a will, create a black box, and then have an MWPA policy. All of these, along with giving your spouse all the details of whatever you have, engage them when you plan. These are the things I really wanted to tell when I say holistic planning. And how do I grow my money? I want to invest 10,000 rupees. That you and I can talk one to one. We have hundreds of solutions from thousands of companies we can sit and do. I don't think we need this forum to discuss that. I wanted to talk about these things, which will give everyone a thought. Okay, why should I should do an MWPA policy? Very important. How do I attach my PPF to MWPA? Very important. All of these, I thought I should say. So, and any questions? Anybody have any queries or thoughts, please?
Yeah, Bhanu madam, thank you. Beach Bhanu madam, thank you. I am audible. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Clear.
Okay, good. See, in fact, the last statements what you made, right? The exact investment where to make, that anybody can talk. There are thousands of options. In fact, when this session was taught and we put that, because we are used to being judgmental, I also thought that Banu madam is going to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, some 100 places to invest. But you surprised me when you actually said everything apart from that, rather a lot of things apart from that. A big thank you. Okay. Now, my first question to you, Banu madam, is look, why do you think we Indians are actually not so great when it comes to financial planning individually? What is your observation on that?
Yes, because this is our generation. If I have to say my generation, I will take my generation. Earlier, it was a joint family. And in India, basically, if I had to say joint family. So there was a family, everybody would earn, come, give it to one person, will take care of it. And if the kids' education, the family's marriage in the family, buying property, everything is taken care. If one is not there, another person is going to take care. So they never wanted to have a plan. That is number one. And only now, like at least 20, 30 years back, before liberalization, we had hardly nationalized banks and one insurance company, one or two general insurance company. There was no thing called a health insurance at all. There was nothing, mutual funds was not there. If people ventured into equities, I still remember my parents used to say, they are gamblers. He is into gambling. If someone was investing into equity, they will say he's gambling, he's investing in shares. Please stay away from that family. People just were good saving their money in that yellow color bag, putting it there. They would buy properties, small pieces of land and gold. These were the only avenues that was available. But when things started opening, it opened like a big blow. Now it is so hot and suddenly it's cyclone. It's not raining, it's not drops. Suddenly hundreds of nationalized banks, privatized banks. Not one, so many banks. And then one insurance company, LIC, to 30, 40 insurance companies with whatever solutions, you name it, they have it. Mutual funds has really caught everyone. Now there is no one who don't use the word mutual funds in a day. Mutual funds has become everyone's blood and butter now. Like mutual funds, debt fund, equity fund, whether they know or not, mutual funds. And then now the biggest thing is crypto, property. And earlier, like kids, where there were 4 or 5 children, the parents weren't getting a good education was enough. And every children is, but the kids are all around in the same city or in the same street, same locality here, there. So like there was no need for planning. When the parents grow older, one of the kids are there to take care. Now it is nuclear family, you have to take care. There is only one child, and the child, once they finish studying, they just fly away. And who's there to take care of the family, of the parents? And you can't expect the kids to come back. And with the medical advancement, our life longevity is really going up and above. So 80, 90, need for planning is mandatory, but very unfortunate. Everyone, that's what I said in the beginning. I was talking to Dinakar, I was mentioning. You go to a bank, the bank manager, the relationship managers, or whoever, they say their products are best. You go to an LIC, to go to an insurance person, their products are the best. You go to post office, theirs. You meet anybody, they say now mutual fund is the best, equity is the best, crypto is the best. You will become crorepati in overnight. You are a crorepati. You give 10, you get 10,000. So that is what people are. Either people do everything or they don't do anything because they know a lot or they don't know at all. They are confused. They just end up not doing or doing everything badly.
Okay.
That is what I always feel. So where do one go for a proper holistic input on advice?
Okay. Banu madam, Ajit Kaikini, Mr.
Yeah.
Ajit has asked a question. Mr. Ajit, would you want to ask that by yourself? And anybody would want to ask, for the benefit of people who do not know celebrities like Ajit Kaikini, I would want everybody to introduce yourself and then ask your question. Ajit, would you want to ask?
Yeah, thank you very much. Something fantastic. I mean, I never knew because I'm a very bad person with respect to investments. I've never really bothered about investments because my whole approach was different. But of late, especially after pandemic, I'm a little confused. Okay, investment point of view is different, but health point of view, what is the ideal sum of family, let us say husband, wife, and 2 daughters? What is the ideal sum we should insure for?
If you are in India, the maximum that a company gives today is 1 crore.
Okay.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
Because that is assessed basis the next 5-10 years. 10 years back, if someone had told when you go to a hospital for a cataract, for a small surgery, it would cost 1 lakh, we would have laughed at that person. But today, that is what is happening.
Very true.
For pandemic, 35 lakhs, 40 lakhs, people paid as hospital bills. They sold their property to pay a bill. So whatever is the maximum insurance that you can get, please get it.
But tell me, I'm 69 now. So is it possible for me to...
Yes, okay. I can help you definitely, Ajit sir.
So that, I mean, age is not the criteria.
Age is not a criteria. And thanks to pandemic did some good also. Now insurance companies have started giving you people insurance even if they have health issues.
Oh,
even if one has health issues, he or she can take. If they have heart problem, they can take a policy. If they have cancer, they can still take a policy. If they have kidney problems, they can still take a policy. So insurance companies are coming up with a lot of benefits, so which one can definitely use up. So I can definitely, we can get in touch. I will be able to help you out, Ajit sir.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I really love the, I thought black box is only for the airplane, but the concept of black box in the house was simply fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Interest is 5. Yeah. When, all these people have...
Is there somebody else who would want to ask a question? Please raise your hand and introduce yourself. By the way, Ajit, you did not introduce yourself. And there comes our Dr. Namrata on video, who is more regular than the host itself. Namrata, you have something to ask?
Hello, ma'am. It was a very good talk. I wanted to ask you, told about MWPA policy thing. Don't the insurance company tell, usually when the insurance agents approach us for an insurance policy, they tell about all the benefits, everything. They even talk about having a nominee and things. I have never heard someone specifically propagating MWPA thing while proposing a insurance policy for anyone.
The answer was in your question itself, Namrata. You said insurance agent. Agents are interested not in additional explanation, additional documentation, additional questions. They only want to get the check from you and leave. We are holistic planners. So when we plan holistically, that's what we do. I first, like it's like a vaccine. There are few clients, they will say, I don't need WP. I'll say, I'm not asking you whether you need it or no. It's a vaccination. No child will ask for a vaccine. It's a parent's duty. So it's better you have it. And this is the reason. And your wife will definitely thank you later at a later date. So you can ask. Now that you know, you can ask your advisor, whoever, to ask for this MWPA and get it attached.
Okay, it is an extra form we have to give it to
Only
the
an
insurance
additional
companies.
form, only an addition, and it's for the male, not for the female. Okay, it's for
Yeah.
the male. It's married women's
Okay.
property. So it's for the male to attach to their policies.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Hello? Sagar also has gone quiet.
Only the supply. I think he's the okay.
No, Banu madam. There was some other call that came in.
Please,
So I had
please.
to just, so Banu madam, before somebody else asks the question, I just want to understand, when was that you realized that this is something that the society lacks and you want to pick up educating people about holistic planning, and this is what I am passionate about. When did you realize?
2013. After
Okay,
I
what?
was into the deep pool, when I had not, me being into the same financial industry, having a banking background, when I look back, I feel ashamed. That is when I thought this is something everybody is in need of, and I have to take this as my career. From then, I started literally, I would say, I don't talk, I preach. If someone says, have you taken this? Have you? I will spend hours together educating them first, and then they becoming my client. Then I'm good for that. So 20 out of my
Nice.
own bitter, all bad experiences from nowhere else. So whatever I say is from my own experiences, not books.
Okay. So your eureka moment came out of your bitter
Exactly.
experiences, what you say.
Exactly. I
Okay.
would say, so I
Okay.
can tell you, I was a business, of course, I was in bank, back end of Citibank was working. And then I was, the entrepreneur bug bit me as well. So I was into trading of some chemicals and stuff. I had to take a sabbatical for my daughter. And at that point in time, 2013, I became bedridden. Hip below, I was paralyzed for 1 year. So when I got back, I wanted to sort out a lot of my things. That's when I saw, oh my God, I had done everything, but nothing complete. Everything half-assed. So to get a bank appointment, to get an appointment from the doctor, I had put insurance policies with the guy who sits in the reception, because whenever I call him, he give me an appointment. That such was my investments, property, anywhere, jewels, like whatever you felt, I did it. And then I started streamlining it. And that's when I studied this. I learned it. Every single aspect of planning, why it is important. And then I started doing this. So now, before I get into anybody's planning for someone, this knowledge I give them. And only then do I start helping them with any plans.
So Banu madam, do you think, oh yeah, Manoj has a question. Yes, Manoj, we all know you, but even then we would want you to introduce yourself. For all of those who don't know who Manoj Kabre is, here is the time to know who it is. He is the one
Thanks.
responsible for all of us
Yes,
today.
thank you so much, Mr. Manoj. I spoke to you before I became a member of this site.
Yeah, I remember now, because you have such a wonderful storyteller in you. I can tell you, madam. You spoke with so much of passion
Thank you so
that
much.
anybody who does not have interest in this subject also will probably become interested.
Wow, you made my day.
So I would say thank you so much for doing this session, and thanks Sagar for introducing her so well as Beach Banu. I think none of the people who have attended this session would forget this name, and
Seriously.
that's how probably they can also remember the subject.
I know.
Okay, so my question is a little larger than life question. The whole reason why we formed this SIT over the last 7-8 years was basically with a concept of how we can help all these startups, right? So we started with just 2 or 3 people, and today we are over 1100 people. And you made a very valid point in your talk that most of us, we don't do this holistic financial planning, and you have expertise in that, right? You do it as a profession. I completely understand that. How can we make this little more obvious than it is for all the startups so that we do something like nudging them towards doing this holistic financial planning? It is very clear, as you rightly said, that most of the people do not opt for it because they feel this is a burden. But with your own recital of your experience where you underwent this paralysis thing, I'm sure you realized at the end of 1 year that I should have done this earlier than this, right? So why not learn from others' mistakes?
Of course, yes.
That's the simplest thing which I have. Are there any thoughts? Are there any ideas that you feel on behalf of you? We as a society probably could propagate this in some way. I don't know what way. Like PPF came forward. We had PPF, right, from the government. Then PPF as a concept came forward saying that okay, it is voluntary, but then most of the people adopted it, right? So taking this as an analogy, would you have any suggestions how we can make at least 100 of the startups from this 1100 to go for this holistic financial planning training?
Definitely. Actually, Manoj sir, if I have to say, people like today we spoke at least 1 or 2 points what I spoke, everyone, each one of us would might take it forward, might think in the future as well, a health insurance or an MWF. Likewise, if I'll be able to speak to these startups, that's what I like to, because I'm not a tech person. I don't know technical things and all. I only like talking and I do it diligently. So I can talk to everyone, the 1,100 of us. I'm ready to speak to each and every single individual, find out where they are, what they want to do, what their plans are, what their goals are, help them identify the needs that they don't know, practically properly protect their family properly, family's interest, protect the business interest, protect the key men. I can do a holistic, proper advice for them. They don't have to become my clients. They can take inputs. They can check with whoever they want. And then if they are really convinced, they can, of course, become Apoya's client, which is my company. But then I'm here to support everybody, and I would love to do that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Really appreciate your gesture. Can I request you to kind of draft a small message and post it? What I will do is once you have posted in one of the groups, I can repost it on the other groups. And at least from my side, charity begins at home. Let me at least ask all the 8 or 10 startups whom I am mentoring to communicate with you and get these inputs.
Definitely.
And
definitely.
I would also request all the people who are here, including stalwarts like Randarji, Amarchandji Randarji. I see Sheila Alurkar madam also, who is also a financial consultant, Kalpana Nagaraj, Mangesh Aute, Ajit Kaikni ji. So everyone, I would request on behalf of SIT to reach out to any and every startup that they know, 2, 3, 4 of them every week, and let them reach out to Beach Banu ma'am so that they are able to get these inputs. I mean, in today's world, I hardly you will find somebody who is as open as you and ready to give this kind of service.
Yes.
So really appreciate and
thank you so much.
Madam,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. These such words from people like you really motivates me to do more. Sir, Amar sir, you said something?
Nothing, ma'am. Good evening to you. I joined late because of my dental issues today. But I have heard about holistic what you have spoken so far. I can understand. I think so. There are 2 people whom I should remember by the name of Banu. Banu Ataya won the Oscars for Gandhi. So Banu, you have one more Banu here who would share her ideas.
I gained 2 kilos weight today.
Yeah. So I think so. You should get another Oscar for sharing your thoughts today with all of us.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
And it's been a much, as my good friend Manoj also spoke about this. It is very valid for today's youngsters and family members to understand what exactly an insurance policy means. They should basically understand this more than taking it. They should take a step forward to know they go to so many things to learn many things when they are not needed in life. But insurance today is very